right, see if we can get the show on the road here for a Friday afternoon. Let's do a quick market check here. Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Let me see if I'm getting out here on this side. It appears that I am. Hey, Big Sexy, how you doing today? Nice to see you. Let me put this thing on stop. Peachy Pie, how are you? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Good afternoon, Alex. Valerie, how you doing, sweetie? Nice. Always an honor to see you. Snickerdoodle. Do-do-do-do. Snickerdoodle. Golden State, good afternoon to you. Guten Tag, Emily. Nice to see you. Michelle in Myrtle Beach. How's everything in Myrtle Beach? Michelle, I'm curious. How you doing, Cheryl, Queenie? How many shakers can you do? I can do a lot. I'm curious about Myrtle Beach. I know they closed the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Please, no more bad news. No, just a little Q&A. Thank you, Justice. If anybody's going to be positive in life, it's going to be me, Joe Smith, okay? I'm the one that's good. You got your groceries today. I'm the one that's going to keep your spirits up during this whole thing. We're going to have some laughs and some stuff. How you doing, Katie? Hey, Jerry Jones. Charlotte got her groceries? Oh, they're closing down. Okay, I figured that they probably would. Who knows what it's... Hey, Diamonds, how you doing today, sweetie? I had a thought. I had a little run-in with our mail carrier here. Thank you, Emily. Says you're positive, confident, and you make me feel calm. What is the alternative, right? What's the alternative to, to be like Fox News or some of the other ones and just drive views, just get people in a panic mode and. Every bit of juicy tidbit news that they can put out there, they take advantage of on people. Kids still on the beach for spring break. Michelle, I'll tell you what. Hey, Peachy, I kind of hope that that doesn't become the thumbnail for this whole disaster. Is they partied and died because they would not be denied spring break. We don't run around, we don't run around yelling the sky is falling. Exactly. Exactly. You know what? Your refrigerator still works. The car still drives. The sun's still shining. It's a pretty nice day here today. They found that little boy in... Yes, if anybody has any questions, they're trying to make him stop. What's up? Hey, Mudflap, Eric, Derek, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Yeah. Hey, Velveteen. Is it running? Hey, Susie, how are you? Hello, Miguel. I thought we'd just hang out a little bit. I believe that we are probably embarking or close to the last leg down here in terms of the financial panic part is concerned. There's not much to say in that regard except that the markets are always, they're the canary in the coal mine, and they're the most sensitive to the future, so they've probably done most of the reacting that they're going to do now. How you doing, Bubba Bug? They ran the spring breakers out of South Padre on World Curfew. Well, I think that's smart. How you doing, Eric? Nice to see you. You and Michelle, make sure to stay safe and stay low key over there. Okay, try not to have a lot of interaction with people. Hi, Rosie. Maybe they need to use anyone on the beach as volunteers to try out vaccines for the... Exactly, Janice. Young people don't think that they think that they're immune to things, and they end up being a disproportionate number of the cases of death between a 20 and 40-year-old age group. And that was the case in 1918 to Lawnmower Shops or Center. They called to say my ledger was ready. Yay! How you doing, Michael? I just watched you and Marshall's video on Roger. Y'all are crack up together. Thank you very much, Derek. I appreciate that. Good to see you back. I know it's not happy times in the oil patch right now as I checking, and of course I monitor the markets here. I see that oil, after having that big rally of $4 a barrel, has collapsed once again, because basically Putin told Saudi Arabia, give them a Giphy, go F yourselves over there. You're not going to tell us, well, you're not going to control the market, we are. And they just effectively put a bullet in the head of the Middle East there. Yeah, it's just plain nuts. How you doing, Rory? Small businesses trying to stay afloat, and pass it around. That's what I mean. The young ones pass it around. Am I doing any chooching? My plan is to chooch tomorrow evening. I wanted things to kind of settle in a little bit with the. I was out walking the dog with Missy Jen today. And there was little traffic. Unfortunately, people take advantage of the lack of traffic, at least in this neighborhood. They're doing 60, 80 miles an hour in 25-mile-an-hour residential areas. It's unbelievable. It's just incredible. Studying for a test that I have to take online now that school's closed. You make sure to study hard. I want you to be the success story on here, Rory. I want you to be the one. You may want to move yourself into bankruptcy law, okay? You're going to have a tremendous caseload here, so I'll put an emoji. You two put emojis on here. Yeah, you got to drive fast. I've seen huge accidents up that way. Hey, Trailer Park Mom, it's not cool to see people. I mean, we got kids in the neighborhood. They're still kind of outside. They're not thinking when they kick a soccer ball and it goes out in the street. They're focused on the ball. They're not thinking about traffic out there. So if anybody has any questions, especially of a financial kind, I'm just monitoring. We're coming into the last hour here, and believe it or not, I'm only about 3,000 points away from my objective here. So kind of keeping an eye on things. The Treasury's been working very hard. They're trying to iron out the difference between the House bill, what the President wants, and what the Senate wants to offer. And you have the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, running back and forth, trying to get something ironed out on that. Are you worried about the economy? Lindsay, we're going to go, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. You already know that it's a scale, and I'm not here to depress the mood. I'm here to be realistic about things from an economic point of view. We're going to undergo an unprecedented economic contraction in 2020. You're going to see basically the disappearance of the service sector in this nation. You eventually will have probably a 50% contraction in economic activity, which will slice the GDP in half of the nation. The good news is eventually a stronger base for a more secure future will probably occur as people realize that the government can't do everything, and we have to lazy people have to face penalties in society, and people need to be productive. So I don't like the sound of that contraction. Well, Fish for Life, I don't want to go in there with one step at a time. The big concern is, if you're talking about martial law and social disorder, is that we're going to have a ton of young people that are educated, that have ideas about the way society should be, and now hitting the job market, interviews for jobs and things like that are going to be non-existent. And they're going to be upset, and they're going to be angry, and they're going to be saddled with all these loans and basically dead in the water. And they're going to be very vocal in their demands, and they have the stamina and the wherewithal to hit the streets, just like Occupy Wall Street before. We can already see the poster people for that. The senators, the United States senators that got the Senate briefing, the intelligence briefing in January, that discussed the coronavirus about a month and a half before you guys. Well, I was out in February 16th, but they were in mid-January. At a Senate intelligence briefing, and some of them went out, and as soon as the doors were closed and as soon as they were out of earshot of some of their colleagues, they got their cell phones. They called their Merrill Lynch's, TD Ameritrades, etc., Schwab's, and told them, get me the hell out of the market. Okay? That's the kind of stuff you're going to see in spades coming up in the next few years. As the tide recedes, you're going to see all the rottenness starts to spill out. All the crap that's going to make your hair stand on end. All the financial hijinks, all the cooking the books, all the cheating. It's all going to come out. Because when the tide goes down, the stinky shoreline is revealed. Okay? I just heard anyone on Medicare will not get it, so I'm on Medicare. So I'm not sure, Michaela. Do not, how you doing, JK? Do not assume that that's it. We don't have a final version of this, okay? Trust me, you have AARP and groups in there. You know that they're in there lobbying their ass off to get their to make sure people are taken care of, okay? Lee says, think about this. Rosie, in the 30s, people had limited education, yet socialism was popular alternative. We did ultimately welcome. That's right. That was the undoing of our nation, was its tremendous wealth. Every wealthy civilization, inevitably, the people want to start voting themselves. Specials from the Treasury, and eventually it becomes unsustainable. And in this country, the goal was, I could see it over 20 years, especially amongst the young people, was to fight tooth and nail to get on things like disability with no real medical issues at all, except to say, I feel sad and I can't get out of bed in the morning. And we just created a whole unproductive layer of people in this nation that others were perfectly willing to carry along. Those days are going to be gone. There won't be the money for that. Let's see, Charlotte said, when the Rosie drops to 15, I didn't hear you. I'm buying between, my target is around 15, anywhere from 15 to 16,500 on the Dow. I've had that target out there for a long time. I've already pre-announced what I'm doing. And like anything, like any plan, you have to execute it. Okay, and it takes courage to step into a raging panic, but that's the way that you can at least turn a little money for yourself. Gun violence preventing community, nationwide red flag. They want to disarm Americans. It's going to be very hard, Sassy, to do that, especially under a Republican president. Are you regretting that? So, no, I'm not regretting at all, Kitten Cat, because I never bought the Rancho to invest in. I bought it to live in. If it went down to my purchase price of $189,000, it wouldn't make a hoot or holler difference in my life. So no, I bought the Rancho to live here, and I'm extremely happy to have it. Tom Hanks is very unwell. I'm not sure, but when you wake up today, well, get yourself tested, Christina. Yeah, I'm sure you're not, Kitten Cat, and that's good. Everybody finds their own place. I needed a place to stay and to live. And I wanted a place with a good chunk of land. I wanted a place that was in a desirable part of the country to be in the San Francisco Bay Area with this natural beauty and lifestyle. And I think in the future that will still bear fruit. Is it a good time to invest, or after all this is over? Ginger, define the time frame for me. That's the thing. Define the time, and there may be a time I may be called upon to shelter people here, and it may be a luxury to have the room to try to help out people that may be in need. So. Yeah, the funny thing it's like we woke up one day and doesn't Hollywood just suddenly looks ridiculous, doesn't it? when you see Kim Kardashian story or Kylie Jenner story coming out, you just feel like, oh my God, are these people that out of step with the world? Did they think that we give a flying F about Hollywood and entertainment? There'll be a time for that, but I'm just saying, they're just so ridiculously out of touch. They don't know how many of them are going to suffer traumatic career-ending pink slips. Okay, and it's kind of weird. Yeah, we got to pull together and help each other. Yeah, I will be the first trailer you're calling it first as a security guard. Well, tomorrow I'm going to try to put some lights up, I think. Get some Christmas lights. Are you okay? You giving me a real sour face. Yeah, you had a real sour puss on right there. You look like you ate a sour mouse.
I got no toilet paper.
What?
I ran out of
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We always got old socks I've been saving. We don't have a washing machine, so that's the real thing. I don't know what this guy's shipping this thing in a shelter in place. It might be a hell of a long time. Before that, don't go to see a doctor unless you can't breathe. Exactly. So just take care of yourself. I am going to suggest, we were thinking about parallels to 1918. And of course, in 1918, during the pandemic, people did not really have an idea about transmission. They knew it had something to do with breathing something in, but they could not see viruses at that time. They did not have electron microscopes, so they were kind of feeling their way in the dark. And as I told you last night, hey Karen, how you doing? Good to see you back, honey. Congratulations on Raven's engagement. People started to panic in 1918, and even towns that had not been affected by the Spanish flu took desperate measures to try to seal off their towns, putting signs out on the roadway, turning people away, telling them don't come into town. Hey Kim, how you doing? Telling them not to come into town, and yet the town still succumbed to the coronavirus. Why? Because they had mail delivery, and when the mail wagon came through town with all the mail, all the letters that were to go out and were collected maybe from the next town, everything that was handled had the virus on contact with it, and towns that did their damnedest still ended up going down. So it'd be nice to suggest to you guys, when you do get your mail, take some steps or packages, sanitize them, get some gloves on, maybe hold your mail, get a kettle of water on, and steam your mail a little bit. Run some steam over it before you open it. Okay, that's instant death to viruses. You get a box, steam it a little bit before you open it, and wear gloves. And when you're done opening it and removing all the contents, throw the boxing away, throw the mail away. All right, take some steps. Okay, it's just a good idea to do that. All right, use that steam to your advantage. Think of the mail, please. Think of the mail. Okay, that was the real, what they call the real vector of disaster in 1918, 1917, 1918 was the United States Postal Service. So throw the bills in the trash. Yeah, the Spanish flu mysteriously went away, just like this one will mysteriously just disappear. There will never be an effective vaccine developed, I don't believe, because of a mutation. But it'll mutate into a form where it'll be harmless. Thank you, Kathleen. Just good ideas to just protect yourself. Ultraviolet light is another antiviral if you have that, a UV light. Yeah, open things in the garage with gloves on, and when you're done, just wash your hands, everyone. just wash your hands. Well, Trevor, I don't have a response to that. Anybody with an IQ above 50 can easily deduce that he is in the worst possible. He's most in the crosshairs for annihilation in the first round. No palpable skills, no money. Nomadic Fanatic is whining about the drop in revenue. That drop in revenue is nothing compared to what's coming. Okay? If you did not prepare to run your YouTube channel on your own dime with an occasional, here's $5 or so, here's $1 for whatever, then you're gone. Okay? If you're smart, you'll just put a for sale sign up and throw in the town now before there's 500,000 RVs for sale in the nation. All right? Okay? Flu crap only affects dude spit or cough on you. Well, Opiami, this virus can live on surfaces for quite a period of time. Okay? So I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on that. Yeah, disposable wipes are clogging the city sewage system. Yeah, don't throw wipes down the toilet. They use screens at facilities. If they break them, there won't be any treated sewage, okay? No money will immediately put you... Yeah, it's going to put you behind the 8 ball because you will not be able to feed yourself. And this is a person that was so dumb to burn bridges behind him that he literally isolated himself in the bowels of hell. Okay, but as I said, it's a chicken with its head cut off. It has no concept of where it stands in terms of its future. Wash your hands after handling the mail. That's a good one too. Good one too. No lines. It's gross. Yeah, lines. That's good, Krusty. Get out there, pick up some things. And do you see the Canadian dollar rebounding, Rosie? Not really, Cheryl. Canada's a resource-based economy, and unfortunately today, as I'm looking at this, Putin lowered the boom on Saudi Arabia. I guess he thought. I guess Saudi Arabia thought that Russia was going to cave on the oil situation, because remember, Russia's not a part of OPEC. Okay. Russia doesn't want to be in anything to do with OPEC arrangement. And oil just went into a free fall. Don't know if you can... let's see if I can get that up on the screen. See if I can get that on there. I don't know how well you can see it. But at the end of trading there, it just fell off the cliff right there. So, could you see $5 a barrel oil? Yes, you could. Okay. Will the Middle East erupt into flames? Yes, it will. Because there's going to be a lot of societies that built their GDP on oil. Qatar, Kuwait, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, they will be pushed back to literally living desert nomad life out there. Our gas price, and we can't go anywhere visiting if our quarantine. Yeah, well, I wouldn't laugh too much, Fish, because this coronavirus will sweep through the prisons for sure. So no one's traveling. There's no need for gas. Where are you going to put the gasoline? Okay. Where are you going to put the crude oil? Every ship is full. Every storage tank is full. The United States is the only one that's actively taking every drop it can and filling up its reserves, which is pretty smart. Yeah, that's good. Kitten Cat said, I now rule my neighborhood with an iron fist. Woo! Yeah, prisoner with corona, the inmates will be wiped out. So they already have corona in Manchester prison here. It's getting so much. I'm getting so much fish and lobster right now. Good for you, Krusty. Yeah. You sound like Marie Antoinette, right? Let them eat cake. People are out there on the streets screaming for bread, and you're eating lobster up there. I'd keep that low key. Yeah, the National Guard is gradually making its way onto the streets. How you doing, Craig? Nice to see you. Thank you for your daily message. I'm swamped and I can't answer everything that comes in. Let's see, when to buy oil. Well, let's stay tuned. A lot depends on the demand equation, which RVs are going to be parked, boats are going to be docked, trips will be reduced to essential travel. So I know it's kind of, you think of them all buying online. Okay, now Miss 2015 Hangouts really bad, huh? Yeah, we're on a stay-at-home order. It's going okay. We preceded it in our county by 2 days, and some of the county was 3 days. So at first it was 6 counties around the Bay Area. Our county joined it on Wednesday. So we're kind of used to our life here. Yeah, thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. It's very nice to get your messages. So they're very uplifting. I think the best a lot of us can do is stop the hate, stop the nonsense videos. They're so out of touch with the times today, and concentrate on your families, your neighbors, and think about what you're going to do to help when things get stable again, and what you can do. I am very stocked up on the essentials here. Yes, I am. Yep. What oil fund do you suggest? Kit and Kat, I really haven't looked at that too much. Isn't there an index of oil traded, high qualities? But you tell me, with the level of debt that the oil companies carry, they've built their businesses around at least $25 a barrel. Oil is life support for ExxonMobil, but you get the high cost producers, and I don't have to tell you the rest of the story, so filled my tank. Nice. Good, that's good, Beryl. Brian said, I'm nervous about if I should go visit my mother, 80, but I don't want to possibly make her sick. Why don't you put in FaceTime or something like that, or Skype? Maybe you can direct her how to do Skype so that you can have a virtual visit with her. Surely she knows what's going on with the world today. Be careful. They usually play futures, they tell you, and the unit price does. Yeah, be careful with all of that stuff. Commodity funds are very difficult. You can there's a certain wasting aspect to them with as they roll over into other contracts under other contract years. They're getting roll-off loss on that, and eventually it just withers your funds away. It's Mother's Day. My mom is 83. Yeah, I hear you, Valerie. I watch one carry a 50-pound bag of. It's amazing, Dory Lynn, what people can do, isn't it? Yeah, steam cleaner and a mop. Exactly, Janie. But you may want to steam your mail. Make sure where you sit your phone down. Okay, that's another one. Clean it 3 times a day. Good for you, Jen. Yeah, put yourself in a Glad bag. Get a hefty bag and make yourself a hefty suit. I would try to go buy plastic if I could, wiping off your card each time that you use it or put it into a machine. Hydrogen peroxide, that's good. That's good. So today I still want to be upbeat about the things as we grind into our final leg. Here will be the most, how would I put it? It'll be the most, morale will be at a low point as we break away on very high volume here, and we finally reach the part where people that believe that they'll weather through our they're just facing a gale storm of redemptions and people that want their money out of mutual funds. So it'll be the final hurrah when huge blocks of stock are just thrown onto the market for whatever it'll bring, and people will lose their heads. But that will be it. That will be it for the financial part. The curtain will come down on that for years. Okay. So you'll never see. Yeah, I see you, Harvey. You will never see an equivalent panic in your lifetime that we have just that we're going through here. Is chooching illegal? Yeah, I mean, I do have press thing. I can go out there on the streets. I put on your scene. It was so nice to hear you laugh. Yeah, we have a good time. I'm gonna be baking a cake tonight. We're gonna have some fun. We can fire sale. You tell me when. Well, I've told people before, Kit and Kat, I'm buying between 15 and 16,000 is my target. I anticipate that'll be reached probably within 2 weeks, something like that. So, well, Diageo, I don't want to speculate on that. Diageo says so. Money will be worthless. It could go two ways. Quite the contrary. When you've destroyed literally trillions of dollars of values have gone up in smoke. Okay, that's values that were used for collateral, values that constitute pension funds, values that values that are folded into 401k plans, values that are folded into state and federal pensions and things. Trillions of dollars of oil wealth, right? Trillions of dollars of so many things have just evaporated into thin air. To me, if anything, at first blush to me, no matter what the Fed does or the Treasury Department does, unless they're prepared to borrow something on the order of $10 trillion instead of $1 trillion, then it's not going to make a big difference what they do. So in my mind, the purchasing power of the dollar will be very strong in the short run. Reason being, Cash, because a lot of debt won't be repaid. Okay, there will be a lot of people, companies, businesses, community banks will close their doors. They'll all get the guarantees of money and things. Savings will be secure. So Trump says we'll be stronger than ever soon. We'll be rebased. It'll be a new America. It'll be a America with a tiny little service sector. Okay, there'll be no productivity to support what we had. There won't be. We have too many unproductive people in the nation right now, and too many people have been carried along on the backs of governments and gotten a ride that way, and that chapter is coming to a close. Krusty says real estate will be booming with lower interest rates. Krusty, real estate will drop the prices at probably 1980 levels. Okay. First time in 30 years I did not work. Yeah, you'll get a stimulus check. They're going back to 2018, big sexy. Okay. All right. There's no chance in God's green earth that real estate will go off on its own tangent here, devoid of the realities of the largest job losses and quickest job losses in the history of the United States. Nobody has an appetite to buy a home. Okay. If you ask Paris, she will say grooming is 100%. I just never pay debt collectors if you're in debt. Time for the useless eaters to man up. Well, that's what they're gonna be, Kit and Kat. As I've said before, with the man in the can, it's borrowed time. He will have to turn himself into a government agency, whereupon he will join a work detail program. They will rise and shine. They'll probably employ former Marine Corps drill instructors and people to run these camps to either produce something or build something or something like that. And it will be $5 a day plus your food. That'll be it. I wouldn't say a chain gang. You will not be compelled to join these, I don't think, but if you want to avail yourself of some meager income and support, then you will either work in that or not. I mean, a lot of hotels, I mean, people that think that they're security guards and things like that are not needed in the future with malls closing, hotels closing, things on such a huge scale that they will not be employed. Will they round up all van dwellers? No, they won't. The reason that they don't have to round up van dwellers is that they will come in on their own. Okay, if they have the financial wherewithal, they might last a while out there, but eventually they'll come in from the cold. Because nobody will support them anymore. They will look like, people will literally look at them in disgust. Okay, when they've got their own family to tend to, and it'll be, the thought will be, how dare you have your hand out when I'm worried about being able to buy some painkillers, some acetaminophen, Tylenol or something like that. You've got some kind of balls to ask for anything. Couple that with the realities of a collapsed YouTube advertising base. There will be huge changes coming to YouTube. As usual, how you doing, James Dean? As usual, the smart people in life will be the ones that maintained good relationships with other people, that valued friendships, that cared about people in the true sense, that cared about the well-being of others and lived that and put that into place. They're the type of people that those that have will happily engage, and if not give financial support, at least buck them up with a good word. Going to everyone else, give it time for that stimulus stuff to wait and see. Exactly, Cheryl. You must wait and see. There's so many. Good for you, Kitten Cat. I would expect that from you. You have an excellent ethical bearing in you. So my thing is over the counter. I mean, that blocks and all viruses. Certain people must be smiling pretty right since the gyms are closed. I don't wish anybody ill will, Brian, but I think the picture I paint for the future is a realistic one. I think the world has suffered a tremendous blow here worldwide. It will trigger a tremendous economic contraction that will just pull the economy down to its most basic functions. Precious little money for entertainment, precious little money for cruises, precious little money for holidays and Vegas flings, $800 bottle service at clubs in Las Vegas. Ridiculous Hollywood people will now look like clowns to people. You know, I think the prison FEMA work camp for e-beggars a capital idea. Yeah, well, I figure this way, Red Pill. If you're being productive and you're doing something of value, maybe clear cutting, fire break in the Sierras that could save cities from burning to the ground in wildfires, then you're doing something productive. But anybody that believes that they're going to continue to sleep until 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. in the evening and then get up and continue with life as usual is delusional to the nth degree. But like I say, there's some people, though, that are intellectually incapable of understanding their situation because they have the frog in the well, they have no idea what's outside of the little piece of the sky they see above them. How you doing, Dave? Yes, there were all types of ABC programs. They will come back. Young people will need to be put to work. You can't. There's nothing when you get out of college, okay? Who's going to hire you? You think you're going to run a Starbucks and people are going to be abandoning Starbucks coffee in droves. Why? Because it's services. Yeah, that's good, Valerie. Bundt cake with lemon icing. Hugo, that sounds pretty darn good. Natural disaster. People will get this. I'm not sure, Patty. I would hope that people that have serious medical conditions are taken care of and treated with respect that are disabled. This is no time to do that. And they spend money too, so why in the hell not? Votes to be put away or on staying on the hook in the bays and they're out. Yeah. You're going to see massive changes in society. So the only thing I know is kindness to each other, be helpful when you can, and just stop the BS. If you're on here and the only thing you can do is fire up a hate thing and hate on somebody or be a hate fest that bounces back and forth like a tennis ball, what's the point? Try to help people, try to give some good advice, try to give people some tips. If you know how to save money, you know how to make soap, you know how to sterilize things, you know how to keep people safe, share that. For once in your friggin' lives, share something positive. What about tornadoes? Yeah, tornado season's coming. Something, guys, every bill going through government, I'm not sure if the stimulus is on there, but there's bills for relief. They'll all be on there. But the great unknown, how you doing, Emerald? The great unknown we don't know is when it all is said and done, and all of this is heaped on the federal government, we hope that they bend but do not break. Okay, we hope that we don't have a second wave of defaults that just fall like dominoes around the world and people lose an idea of what true value is. So you can expect to see in this type of situation the perfect environment for a new world order of currency alignment. Yeah, don't be a Debbie Downer. Okay. Yeah, Sassy's like, saw the sunshine briefly today. Thank you, Joyce. I hope people will subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to be out on the front end. I started on February 16th telling people something real bad is coming. I was on last night telling people while there's a break in the action, stock up on some things, okay? While you can. Assume you're going to be down for 90 days. Get yourself a big, I got a 50-pound bag of rice here, and we're all set. Missy Jen and I, years ago for prepping, we bought freeze-dried foods galore. So we're in good shape. Going to try to keep working. Good for you, Diagi. And lockdown here in Road are closed. Hey, how you doing, Lisa? How you doing, sweetie? I keep a notification. I don't know why the bells. What you want to do is Bubba Bug. Some people have been complaining to me that I'm not getting notifications. I did find out if you're on multiple devices like I am, if you have a cell phone and if you have a tablet and you have a laptop or a desktop computer, if you have your notifications for YouTube turned off on any one of those devices, it will go across the board. So check and make sure that YouTube notifications are on every one of your devices. then clear your caches on your devices, re-log in, go to the channel, and resubscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. You definitely want to know about thoughts for the future and all that, because it can legitimately help you prepare for what's going to be a very very challenging world in the future. The good news, it doesn't really take much to sustain people. We've just had living off the fat of borrowed money and deficit spending for so many years. But the good thing is, I told Missy Jan that there'll be a much stronger base for the future, a base built on productivity and not built on we all need to be compassionate to those that are on medical disability, and that's what makes us human beings. We need to continue doing that, but we need to weed out the slobs that have been living like leeches off the back of this nation and putting themselves in marijuana-induced hazes for 18 hours out of every day, with an inability or drive to be productive or do anything at all. So we'll probably bounce a little bit at the close here today. So we'll see what happens. I believe we're right down to the low of 18,893. That's the next big level. 18. That was a level late Wednesday. We were down at 18,890, something like that. So they'll be trying that on the close today, probing on the downside with that, I think so. Yeah, that's right, Bubba. Like, those who are capable at any point yet refuse to be a part of society will be in very, very serious trouble. Pot smoking is fine. If you've got a legitimate medical need or recreational thing, but, to sit there as some people do and just constantly just consume joints every waking hour, and sucking off the government for that, it's a little sad. Yeah, be very careful. How you doing, Jeff T. Rowe? What's up? How you doing, Ocean Lover? Be positive, James Dean, please. Okay, moderation. Please be. We know what's coming. We're not a theater of fear here. We're a theater of reality. As soon as I get in my home alarm says that. Craig, that's funny. Yeah, wild violets are blooming. I'm looking outside today. It's a gorgeous day. Our citrus trees are just loaded. Our dream of being able to distribute tremendous amounts of fruit off of this will be realized in a big way. We're going to have huge bumper crops of plums and peaches and citrus fruit. And it's going to be glorious to pack up boxes and drop it off at food banks and shelters and things like that. It's going to be great. Yeah, spring is going to boost the mood. This thing, this whole situation from a financial perspective is 65% of the way done, almost 70% of the way over. All right. Yeah. Go easy on the feeding of other animals now, Jen. You need to conserve.
I'm not feeding the other animals with this here. This is for George.
Yeah, I'm talking about the other biscuits and stuff.
Oh, they already had their morning treat with that.
I'm just saying. Spring will make people, and everyone will be happy. Yay! And that's it. Can you write an address on an orange, put a stamp on it, and mail it? How you doing, JoJo? Suck off the people. Don't the government suck off the people every day? No, it doesn't, Emerald Isle. only the fringe that wants a great society and redistribution of wealth and all that. So we're all looking good here. No, I'm not, Anderson. Not at the current time. And the news, Anderson, is nobody's going to be monetized in a meaningful way going forward. I'm not sure, real estate. I'm not sure. I believe Social Security people will get a check. Thank you, Persian. So you don't have to worry. Anderson, good to see you back. I don't think monetization has has kind of it'll be I'll apply for it again, but I don't know why it went down. But I didn't build my YouTube future on on that. Hey Maybella, how you doing? Just keeping an eye on things going into the close. We're about 15 minutes from the closing bell. See if we can get a little bit of short covering here to boost stuff up a little bit on the close. That would be a nice thing. Yeah, U.S. banks are switching to drive-through ATMs now. Yeah, that'll be a good cover story. 4 senators dumped millions in stocks weeks before coronavirus pandemic. Boy, will they be the poster. Boy, when can't wait till they hold the hearings on this disaster. You got to hand it to Nikki Haley, though. She quit the board of Boeing after they requested $60 billion. She says, I'm out of here. Y'all did all those buybacks. Y'all were clowns for years. Good, Kaylee says, I'm so glad. Yeah. Ain't nobody good. Your biggest fear you have is corona, okay? And that's a legitimate fear. That's something we have to be careful about, okay? That's something that we really have to be fearful of. Plan on planting a garden if you have the ability to. Okay, no problem, Hop Frog. I know. Go make some parodies, huh? Do the Bleak Future, the Rosie O'Kelly, the great storyteller. Once upon a time, there was a man in a can who thought the future was his oyster. Little did he know. Build your garden and backyard, you just have to purchase these. No problem, Sean. We got plenty of material here. Yeah, Feinstein's another piece of crap. The market closes at 4 p.m. on the East Coast and 1 p.m. on the West Coast. I'm keeping an eye on the close to see if we're going to have a huge down spike or not here on the close. This is the last 15 minutes are always my gauge of panic to see what the feeling is going on in the weekend. Most times there's a slight rally into the close on Fridays, but if people fear more bad news, they'll just throw it in, and we'll probably set ourselves up for Black Monday, which will be part of the final push down of this stuff. So, yeah, the elderly worked. It was a different era. Hey, you're selling travel photos. Yay. How you doing, Pepper? Yeah, we can work on a musical together. Did you like my musical, Kim? Matchmaker, give me some cash. I am fucked today. I won't make it back to my destination unless you help me in every way. Oh, please, YouTube, give me some money. Feed me. Give me some Big Macs today. If you can do that, then I'm sad to say you won't help me upon my way. Boy, YouTube, give me some cash. I'll be like trash, but I'll have your cash. The future's so bright with me in my can. Just give me another piece of ham. I am Irish. I'm Irish, English, French, German, and Spanish. So you cannot sing, I know, but I'm a good wordsmith, though. I'm an excellent lyricist. Great. Dave says, I took your advice and got out of the house. That's your homework assignment today, everybody, is put your coats on, go outside if it's sunny or even if it's just overcast, and give yourself a walk. Walk a block or two, give social distance, breathe in the air, look at some flowers, and that'll be it. Craig's like, stop, I'll crap myself. No, I'm not in touch. I don't have any ham radios. Yeah, with a little snark mixed in. Who wound you up? Well, I try to cheer people up. I'm going to be baking I'm going to make a lemon bundt cake tonight. That was a great idea. I've got a lot of lemons to infuse that baby with. Hey, Salt in the Swing, how you doing? Still here kicking. Pollen is bad. Don't forget to loot thy neighbor. So just, I think my message today, the markets are horrendous again, is to, that will end in a week or 2 weeks at the most. That'll be done. Okay, we'll never go through this financial panic again in your lifetime on this thing. What you need to do today is protect yourself against the corona. That's the real thing. Nobody's going to starve. Nobody's going to go hungry. If they have to put the army on the streets, it'll be done here. So, Snow's still melting. Sure, I've enjoyed. Thank you, Salt in the Swing. I'm glad you've enjoyed the chats. If you enjoy them, tweet them out to others. Tell other people. I'm not monetized, but I do enjoy legitimately trying to help people and spread a message of historical backdrop of history, what people did before, how they reacted, how they got through it, what the future was after it. So, yeah, you need to have an AM radio. I'm guessing the market will recover. We'll have a big bounce, but we need to bottom first here. So I'm sticking with my prediction of 15 to 16,000. We're getting ready to go below 19,000 here. So if we take, let's do a little math. If we take 29,500 minus 19,000, we get 10,500 points. We divide that by 29,500, our starting point, and we get a market. It has dropped about 36% towards an ultimate drop of 50% here. So so we could take take 0.5 minus 0.35, so 15% times. Our percentages are getting higher now, but our point values are starting to shrink as we go lower. It's a strange dynamic, but the percentages are going to get worse now, but the points won't be. So from, let's see. This is just my thoughts, by the way. Don't take what I say as gospel. I'm just sharing what I'm doing with you guys. So if you want to, you can contact Elvis and ask him what the points are for purchase and things like that, if you would like to do that. Minus 50%. Yeah, 14,750 is remains my ultimate target here. So 19,000. So okay. Everything closed in Wichita except Spangles. 99-cent margaritas drive-through. Make sure to wipe them off when you get them before you drink them. Okay, remember these small butchers, mom and pop, if they are open, they could sure use the business. Thank you, Cheryl. It's going to be important. Yep, thank you, Draft Horse Diva. Yeah, so I'm saying make sure you focus on Corona. Don't worry about that. What is it?
What?
What?
Nothing.
There's the sour look again.
Yeah, just.
Why don't you tell people something uplifting? Tell them, remember their houses of worship and, to turn to God in times like this.
Negative.
Yeah, you give that look like, hey,
Yeah, I was just in there doing
you looked out there or something.
I was just doing some cleaning in there.
Yeah, why don't you just pack your shit and hit the road, okay?
Bye. Bye-bye. See ya.
Missy Jen ain't going anywhere.
I'll send you a postcard.
I said, Rosie, I went to my butcher today. He had everything. Very good, Quinny. The stores will be filled up. Just be prepared in case we go on a nationwide lockdown. I know, Golden State stop. I'm only messing around, Missy Jen. She knows that. Rosie, Poor Missy. Missy's been beating the hell out of me for a week here with stuff.
Oh, bollocks. I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing.
She's been ornery. She's been ornery and mean. She's been a sourpuss. I said, you look like you remind me of President Calvin Coolidge giving a public speech. They always said when Silent Cal gave a speech, he looked like he swallowed a sour mouse when he spoke. A great Vermont president, right? Silent Cal. The woman sat next to him at a White House dinner party and said, Mr. President, I've heard that you hardly ever speak. And he didn't answer. She said, Mr. President, I'm going to make a bet that I can get you to say more than 2 words to me tonight. And he answered, you lose. Good old silent Cal. I'll see if I can turn this around so you can see the offending woman over there. There she is. Looking out the window there. She's meaner than hell. You guys think I'm mean? Come on. Good old silent Cal, man. Let's get into the close here. We got about 6 minutes to go. You guys need to laugh. Good laughing entertainment. What we don't need to see is these dipshits in Hollywood, looking like idiots talking about the big parties that they're going to tonight and stuff. Hollywood doesn't know that the age of the movie theater is now done, and we're in a new era now. So, now you're looking at me smiling. Hey Jay, hey D-Dubs, if you have a chance, we'll have prizes baked in. I think a lemon bundt cake sounds absolutely delicious tonight. We're going to ice that baby up and make that good. Yeah, Hollywood idiots out of touch. It's going to almost feel like the people that come on begging for YouTube. It's going to feel that weird and that disjointed. It's going to be distasteful to the nth degree. And I would suspect that anybody that comes on YouTube and whines or hints about the loss of income on YouTube, that is rolling around in a van and living on the dime of other people or the advertising of YouTube, they're gonna lose subscribers left, right, and center, because people don't want to hear a whiner, especially if you're a male. They expect you to talk about what immediate steps you're going to take to secure your future. Things like that. Yes, that's right, Frankie. Winston Churchill, Nordic Wear Bundt pan. Did you see the Bundt pan I got? It was beautiful. At a thrift shop. Nice to see you, D. It appears the primary facility dealer trades failed. I'm not sure, Dennis Hill. That's probably a technical thing. The Federal Reserve is guaranteeing everything in the Treasury Department right now, so we're going to end up maybe 1,000 points down today. I don't know. Like I said, for your psyche, for your feeling of doom, you must get through the next 3 to 5 days, okay? This is the point of maximum financial Armageddon here, but it will pass. Okay, so try to minimize your news the next couple days. Take up a hobby. Go on YouTube. Learn how to make something creative. Start coloring something. Do a little artwork. Write a letter to somebody. Learn how to do Skype calling or FaceTime. Interact with people. Have a good time. Don't be realistic about what's important in life is other people, the world we live in, our communities and things like that. So. I don't follow Rich Life on here, so I got rid of all my moon, the 9%. Yeah, you need to, they'll be kind of guaranteed Cobra John in the short term, but they'll be, the guarantee of municipal bonds and state obligations will, they'll have to be ranked. They'll have to be examined very carefully to see which will be secured and which will be turned into powder. Nobody's going to be expanding rapid transportation, and last thing people want to do is sit on a bus or a train next to people and all that. So let's see. So that's what I'm going to suggest, because it's going to look it's going to be an ugly weekend. So what I'm going to do tomorrow to make myself feel good is, and let me tell you, Missy Jen has never been happier. When this social distancing thing came in, she was like, Rosie, I said, what are you cheering about? She's like, I can now have you stay 6 feet away from me forever, okay? We might live together here, but don't you dare come within 6 feet of me. And she lifted up her sweatshirt on the side, and she was packing heat under there. Okay, so she's happy. Okay, to keep me away. To keep me away. Yeah, people are going to understand how important community is. What you do now will define you as a human being in the future. So I have no idea, Dennis Hill. It's irrelevant to me now. He was a footnote in YouTube history. That it will now be relegated to the dustbins of time, swept up and discarded as useless as tits on a bull. So it'll be gone. Packing a crossbow. Be careful you don't shoot yourself. What did I didn't see what D said, so I didn't hear what D said. Let's see. I think the market's closed. Yeah, we dropped 927, about 4.5% today. So let's do a quick calculation in absolute terms. 29.5. 2950 minus 1920 equal divided by 29. So we're down, yeah, 35% right now with a target of 50%. So I'm under martial law, Bubba Bug. She's like, don't come near me. Whatever. Oh, the sheriff knocked on Dee's van. I think he was kind of expecting that because they want to clear BLM land. Like I said, Rosie, my father didn't plow these fields with a mule for me to go. Not that's great, Salt in the Swing. That's the attitude that's going to be a winner. Yes, Missy Jen's law here. So tomorrow I am going to be hanging up Christmas lights and putting on a nice show outside. I think it's important for the spirit of community to do that, and needs will evolve, and we'll see what we can try to take care of it. But the number one rule now is protect your health and your personal safety. Okay, you want to survive. What will this still be in effect on the? What does that mean, Dennis? Will this still be in effect on Monday? screen where D is. Now I'm going to secure the perimeter. Will the primary facility dealer trade still be in effect Monday? Yeah, I think everything will be worked out on a technical level. But the problem is let's imagine that you work for the United States Treasury. You have a certain core of bank examiners that work for you that are charged by the United States Treasury, and specifically the controller of the currency, for checking on the financial wherewithal of banks. Really, state examiners. Okay, they want to know about bank solvency. Everything's guaranteed, so there's no rush. But now, California, Illinois, New York, so many states want to come forward now and say we need to have our municipal bonds guaranteed. They're turning into sawdust in the market. Municipal bonds are loans that you lend local and state governments that are tax-free some of them are triple tax exempts, but they're tax-free on a state and local level. They fund things like sewage, school bonds, all kinds of crap. Now, given the millions of these things around the nation, can you imagine a task of trying, if I may apply for a job at the United States Treasury? The hell, you know? New York's mayor's acting a fool. Yeah, I think it's good for people, slowing everyday people back. That's good, Melinda. I agree too. Yeah, so the government's buying junk bonds from the banks. They've already said that mortgage securities will be tranches, collateralized mortgage obligations, first deeds of trust, which should be okay. That's the things that secure power plants. But second, third mortgage obligations and lower rated things will. How much can you buy back? Yeah, stay informed. Hey, Dano, how you doing? So we can learn a lot. We can go through this together, but we've all been super prepared now for well over a month. I'm getting CBD oil for the first time. Yeah, make sure you secure if you need. Try not to take ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is an enzyme, and some fear it interacts with the virus and can make things worse. So if you can, to go to acetaminophen, Tylenol, or something like that. Oh, thank you, Dan. Oh, good to see you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Let me just check closing here on Wall Street. Let me get over to Bloomberg. Bloomberg is good when he stays the hell out of politics. He has the best financial study on planet Earth. Just stay the hell out of politics. Oil went through a collapse. Boy, how about that reporter today that Trump took him down? Mr. President, what do you say to the people who are out there scared and hunkering down? And what was his answer?
You're a bad reporter.
What I say is, you're a bad reporter. And the guy was like, whoa, okay. Theoretically, could the President of the United States be doing any more at this moment than he's doing? Could the Treasury Secretary be doing any more? Could the Federal Reserve be doing any more? The Federal Reserve is calling every major bank. What kind of marginal paper do you have that you're sitting on? All right, we'll buy it. Here's our price. Okay, we're going to credit your account. Okay.
Need to be fired.
Yeah. You have Mnuchin Schumer pushing GOP to expand stimulus and Hill's talk. Okay. So there's really not much more that the president can do that he's not doing at this moment. Let's be realistic. Nobody could do better. Chucky Schumer, nobody. Okay. Now's the time we need to get behind. We need to get behind the president. No matter what your party affiliation is. And good for Joe Biden. He's kind of kept his mouth closed a little bit and kind of gotten with the program, which makes him a better person in my mind. Okay. You think that you sound good if you go out politicking on the stump right now and start degrading the president and You sound like an idiot. So that's good. So I'm happy. Yeah, can't win. Tylenol's bad for liver. It's okay if you don't take it in mega quantities. Okay. Harvey, get out and take a walk. I think that's appropriate of what he said to that man. I don't know, cute kitty, but I'm just saying we all need to be behind the the president now. Trump will win. The other guy is too old. He may possibly. I don't know. For me, I'm not sure. It's. I think to myself, what could somebody else? What could Joe Biden do in this moment? What would Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders doesn't even understand the mechanism of financial markets and swaps and collateralized obligations and first, second, third mortgage bonds and municipal bonds. Guy's got no idea. Credit swaps, facilities, commercial paper markets. He'd be clueless. Okay. Clueless. Yeah, this is a war, like Franklin Roosevelt said when he came into office. I want the powers as if we are fighting a war, and he got them. So, thank you. Dano says I stocked up on food and necessities today. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Never accept Trump, even if he spit with the cure for. Yeah. So. So I hope people can put that aside for a while. I mean, my goodness, I didn't vote for him, but he's my president. So Lord knows I didn't vote for Hillary, but I didn't vote for, wasted my vote on a libertarian candidate.
Well, I voted for him.
I know you did, but you voted for Obama. Yeah, the war on virus. Thank you, D. You make sure you stay safe out there.
One mistake in their life. That was my one mistake in my life.
Yeah, there's never. So I think if the U.S. elections are canceled.
I thought he had the same kind of ears like me. I thought, well, he's got the same ears like me, but.
Yeah, we don't know what the United States Constitution says on the suspension of elections. I know during the Civil War they didn't suspend them. Yeah, so that's going to be a difficult thing to suspend. If it was me, I would willingly, hey, Biden, here you go, man. Here's your chair, or go to it. I'd get the hell out of Dodge. There you go, Travels, just stocked up on chili. So you guys want to do me a favor on your tweets and on your social media, tweet it out that, I'm going to do regular talks and updates on things. And people are welcome to join. Tonight I will be baking, though, on the Rosie McNamara channel. We need to have some fun. Fun. And I'm going to make a really nice iced bun cake. It'll be very good very satisfying, and it'll feel good. And it'll remind us once again of the simple things in life, that we don't need to go out and spend $25 on a cake at a bakery, or $25 for a bag of beans from something that monkeys pooped out, and we'll get back into real life again. Are we voting for Gary Johnson? Boy, Jeff, you certainly know how to hurt. What would an FDR do for the country at this moment? He would take to the airwaves and have a special national address. And he would tell the people exactly what's coming. Okay? He would have his first fireside chat and tell people exactly what's coming. But in the face of that, he would tell people exactly what steps the United States government can take and what steps they can take. And what will you be responsible for on a local level? And the first thing he'll tell you is, number one, protect your health. If you die, you don't count in the equation anymore. Okay, you're a person that will be taking up a ventilator. All right, do it for other people. Honor the shutdown. All right, build a lawnmower with gas and cars. Ilva, the oil companies will send you a I don't know. They'll send you a toaster oven if you fill up your car. All right. The pipelines are so full of oil and stuff. They will beg you to come in
It's
and fill up your. Yeah, it's going to drop like a rock. So 3.9. It's going to be below 3 here. Gasoline prices in some parts of the nation will hit 50 to 75 cents a gallon. Okay. Big drop. Will oil go negative? I expect oil to bottom probably around $5 a barrel or something like that. Would be my best guess at where that will bottom. Yeah, it's cheap, and it's gonna go cheaper because worldwide demand just got cut in half. What the hell was that? Sounds like a dead body just hit the roof. Sounds like some fools on our property here. Oh, it's the UPS guy. I don't know if I'm going to get that pump part anytime soon for the washing machine. I hate to go out to a public laundry facility. I might just have to wash my undies and things and put my pants inside out.
Gotta be like me, just go commando.
Well, yeah, you go commando, right? So, let's see. The S&P falls 15% in biggest weekly collapse since October of 2008. Trump promises federal aid until economy recovers. Trump lashes out at reporter. Let's see. Iran now has. They're dropping like flies over in Iran. 15 million hospitality jobs gone. Oh, Hotel.coms is giving me a 10% discount on hotel stays. Yeah, woo. Yeah, go to the store, Harvey. I need to do. I can go another week. Have you heard any numbers coming out of Russia? That's a good. That's a good question. Hey, Jen. Jen. What's the story on Russia?
What?
You did some looking into Russia.
It's there,
Yeah,
they're locking people out of the cities.
They're locking people out.
Welding up metal barricades. And
Welding metal barricades and
the
things.
military, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Putin's tough as nails, so it'll just tell people that's the way
If
it
you
is.
got corona, I mean, if you have the Chinese virus, get out!
Yeah, make sure, Harvey, you get some rubber gloves and clean your shopping when you bring it home. I would expect when all's said and done about 200,000, unless they flatten the curve in Iran, 200,000 people will die there.
It's there.
You know,
Moscow is under lockdown.
smart. It's the only way we're going to flatten the curve is everybody's just got to be out of contact with each other for 2 weeks. All right. It's the only way it's going to work. Animal service in California has been cleared.
Taking all the precautions they can in Moskvich.
I wonder if I put something in the freezer. I don't think freezing. It's best to steam things. Get a kettle of water, like a pot that you boil water on for tea, and steam things over top of that. That just the virus can't stand heat and humidity. All right. Remember, they dug up in 1951, when they did the research on the Spanish flu, they went up to a little Eskimo community where the Spanish flu had taken out half the Indian population, and they exhumed the bodies out of the permafrost to find perfectly preserved tissues of lungs and things, and the virus was very well preserved in the lung tissues and things. Okay, wasn't viable, but from that they were able to sequence the 13,000 parts of the Spanish flu. So heat's the number one enemy of it.
That's right. When it gets hot, it's gone. That's what they said in Europe weeks ago. When it
People
gets
trampled
hot,
today waiting to get into
it's gone.
627 die in Italy in 24 hours. Yeah, so.
We gotta bring the heat.
I have no stock holdings whatsoever right now, Dennis Hill. I have cash that I'm going to be using a cannon to fire into the
I
market,
sold all my Amazon
and it's
stock.
going to feel like the most horrible thing I ever did in my life to just launch it into a panic. But I'm going
I
to do it
sold 500,000 stocks.
because every
of
time in my
Amazon.
life I bought things in panic and cheap, it's always worked out okay.
I invested in M3
There we go. So I'm only going to hold it for
Because they
3 to
like-
5 months. So.
because they're like selling masks like crazy. Woo!
Fire one. I'm going to do my part to stop the financial hemorrhaging on Wall Street. That's what I'm
I
going to do.
invested 5 million into M3, baby.
Good for you, Harvey.
Everybody
You
make
should be
sure
able to
buy
fix.
M3.
You should be able to fix the electric on your house.
It's
been, over a year and a half now. Is the coffee hot over there? I can get it. Is the coffee? I got nothing. I got nothing to do, so I'm going to get us some coffee.
Well,
I'm not gonna cut the grass
We
today.
ain't got nothing now.
We ain't got nothing.
It is the end times.
Keep the social distance. Don't
It's
come
the
near
good
me.
times, it was the bad times.
You're violating my social distance.
Get
Get away.
out of here.
Violating. Don't. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Oh, Lord have mercy. The Rosenkranze are coming back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If everybody would just stay home for 2 weeks, this thing would be flattened into oblivion. Oh.
And if you do go out, wear latex gloves
Yeah,
and
there's
masks.
no way with California lockdown. There's no way that parabolic's going to go up now. It's just going to flatten out fast.
And keep your personal bubble space 6 feet.
Yeah, keep your space from me.
Yeah, back off.
Back off.
Back off.
Stop
Now,
hitting me.
get the beep out of here.
That's it.
You're invading my personal
We gotta eat
space.
some potatoes. Yeah, they can be microwaved with some butter and they use
What are you talking about?
huh?
What are you,
Potatoes over here.
what are you talking about?
Nice potatoes. Georgie, what are you doing? It's a sunny, beautiful day out.
It's carbohydrates.
I wish my washing machine part would come.
Yeah, it should.
But it came out of California. I don't know whether the guy put himself on lockdown or whatever. I don't know. That's neat.
Well, Jeffree Star shut everything down.
Good for Jeffree Star.
Nothing.
That's a responsible thing to do.
Nothing's running. Everybody's on paid leave.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people will be paid in the early days, and then the funds will run out to. It's like Wynn told everybody, we're going to pay your wages until April or whatever. But then what? When nobody comes back to the casino, they can't do that indefinitely. you're going to have,
He just bought himself a
by
$300,000
July, you're going to have 10 million Americans on unemployment. And by probably Christmas time, you'll have close to 15 million, something on the order there. And ultimately, you'll have, 25% of the workforce will be unemployed. So, look at Dennis Hill's question. What was the question? Dennis Hill. Yeah, I've been in a windstorm. With the oil and the TTL grind, do you still think of it? Yes, I still think it's 15 to 16,000, Dennis. Reason being is that markets look ahead. They don't care what's happening at this moment in time, and people overreact to people panic. Human nature, what it is, they'll overshoot it on the downside in moments of raging panic, and that'll be it. Ration book soon if this carries on. Harvey, I don't know about ration books. Supplies will be plentiful. All the people that Safeway hires on will be terminated. Walmarts will go back to regular because literally people won't have the money to, luxuries will disappear. People won't be buying them. Okay? All the big fancy highfalutin Haagen-Dazs and gelatos and all that crap's gonna disappear. Can't find powder milk. Gonna vote for Trump, won't get a flu check. Chocolate will be the new currency. They're trying to get down in there, and they're giving people Lyme disease and have the corona. That time. Oh, that's theology. That's too bad. Wow. Lyme goes with corona. Oh my God. Yeah, profit margins will decline. The stores will be back to normal. Their shelves will reduce. They'll contract their number of stores. It'll be a normal business contraction. There won't be the selection of meats. The premium supermarkets will go out of business because they cater to the upper middle class and high class people, and they've been basically annihilated here. So donate a lot of food to food, but I'd love to go and get some Disneyland food. Yeah, you should, Sean, but it could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. I better go off and do hold on a minute, I'm getting a message here. Just another person that's just in total panic mode there. Lost $180,000 in the market so far. 72 years old and had every penny in the stock market.
You can't have everything in that. You gotta have some of it in gold.
He wanted to know today, are the dividends going to be cut? What dividends, man? What dividends? What the hell's Exxon going to pay out?
Get on your bicycle and ride off.
You think Boeing's going to be paying a dividend?
Dividend.
Damn.
Dividend for what?
How you doing, Misunderstood? Make sure that YouTube notifications are turned on across all of your devices, phones, tablets, laptops, desktops.
Oh, YouTube and Netflix.
If one of them is turned off, you won't get notifications. Then the next thing to do is clear your cache on your browser, unsub the channel, turn off your computer, turn it on again, restart, come in, resub the channel, then hit all bell for all notifications and everything. Yeah, Cheryl's wonderful with the that. Could you potentially make bank on some moonshine? I could, Kim, but I don't feel like that's a necessity for me, but you could. I don't know if it is or not, Dennis. I don't know if it is today. So things will shift. Things will fail in the short term, and they will be straightened out. A lot's going on the financial front. There's a lot of moving parts. There's only so many people at the Treasury. I'm sure they haven't slept in 3 days.
Invest in the pork belly.
I'm just saying they haven't slept in 3 days. But those that think there's going to be food shortages and stuff like that, they're nuts. High-end meats are going to disappear, and butcher shops will go. It'll be so overstocked with stuff that it'll start to ripple back to the farm and agricultural communities.
That's when we go to the farm.
But that's the best thing we have for world trade is food. Plenty of it. China can't say the same thing.
We don't have to buy from China anymore.
Yeah. But the good news too, we'll be rebasing our own industries here. We've learned the folly of depending on another nation and allowing our corporations to willy-nilly pursue higher profits by being overseas. So, companies like Apple will be called in, and the president will say, well, guess it's time to break ground on that factory in whatever, Nebraska. So, debt to powers believe the dollar will float. Yeah, I think that they do, Dennis Hill. They do believe that because it's inconsequential. It's a shell game, and as long as everybody is okay with the with the walnut shells moving around, the game will continue. Okay, and we're in a very deflationary condition here because of the tremendous amount of wealth, quote unquote, that's gone up in smoke. Something on the order of, $5 to $10 trillion of wealth. There will be no federal budgets, state budgets, anything will be so far reduced. The services, the bankruptcies, educational systems, transportation systems, everything. There'll be so much debt to be liquidated, it'll be phenomenal. So, the end result of it all, if you survive, is a liquid, strong base for cash and carry society.
Cut up your credit cards and...
Credit cards? I mean, they're going to be canceling credit cards like there's no tomorrow, okay? They're going to say, who has a FICO below 700 by Dear Chase cardholder. We understand in times like these.
Rejected.
Yeah, your money's safe in the bank. We have national reserves of all kinds of things. So, but at this point, I don't know. Yeah, well, I'm on it. That's the smart thing to be, honey. Is just what does it take on a daily basis? It doesn't take a hell of a lot, right? Live simply, Missy Jen. Your high living days are over. You got your wings clipped by this thing.
I don't even wear underwear. That's how humble I am and simple I am.
Yeah, eat your pets now when they're big and meaty.
Look, I know the stories from Second World War when they ate their St. Bernards. I don't know.
Jen, don't talk about that on my chat. I don't want to hear about that. They'll
the
talk again about my eating cat and dog in China and stuff, okay? They'll just rehash that.
I don't need to know about the pets anymore. I remember the stories that my godfather told me.
They'll always be on the Rosie Murphy channel, and general discussions will be on this one, PJ. I'm going to be doing a video about the service sector and what that portends. You know, how much of our GDP is going to be annihilated in the coming 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So, best thing you can do is think about other people and what they might need, and keeping them safe and coronavirus free. Go pour some of that. There you go, Sharon. I'm baking tonight. Yeah, Italy was not entirely real. I don't know, Opiami. The Italians wanted to just shrug it off in the beginning and tell people eat, drink, and be merry. Just like in Iran, the cleric said, no worries, just go lick the side of mosques and things, and continue doing what you're doing. It's hard to say, Dennis Hill. It's hard to say. You know, we're not at that point yet. It's not at the point yet where that's a realistic possibility, because there's too much wealth that's been destroyed. There's too much debt that's going to be imploded, and things that you can't inflate your way out of that. It takes time. Our family owns the building and restaurant center. About what's going to happen? It sounds like they can't pay rent because they have no job. Oh, thank you, Ronnie. Mom got an appointment for Tuesday. See if we can get biopsy. Good, Janice. Just be safe. Take precautions. Make sure you sanitize your hands when you touch anything, and keep your hands off your face. Yep. Don't lick shopping carts. And I feel sorry for them in Iran because of their state-sponsored terrorism. They became an international pariah and are suffering for lack of medical equipment. And I guess we would have eased that before, but now the shortages are going to be acute here. So, unfortunately, Iran's going to be one of the highest death leaders on the death board. So, you haven't heard anything about Iraq, yeah, plenty of everything in Germany. They seem organized. They always are, Frankie. They're well equipped to deal with things.
You get to work from home orders.
Charity starts in your home. Exactly. Exactamente. So I think tomorrow I'm going to be putting the Christmas lights up. That's going to have a feel-good factor to that. Just up to all your channels. Oh, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. And tweet it out to your friends if you have family and friends that might benefit from a little financial discussion to just go through on a regular. I'm not an advisor, I'm not an expert, but I do enjoy sharing a historical perspective. And I think my financial analysis has been spot on so far with the behavior of the markets. I think I've been right on track with that. Oh, you should extend your YouTube hours to calm the nation. Hell no. Yeah, if you have friends or other people on YouTube, when your other communities, tweet it out and let people know. Yeah, lots of places we've not heard about. Check them out. Exactly. I'm going to make Irish soda bread tomorrow. It's so easy. I like that. I like the raisin bread. That's what I like. Maybe I'll make the big loaf of raisin bread tonight. I like that. George, are you going to have some soda bread? Huh? Are you going to go for a walk? Huh? We went walking today, didn't we? Huh? Did you go walk? You going walk? Huh? We going to go walk? Yeah, I think Trump's doing a good job. I mean, why don't you work for Bloomberg TV is beyond me. I remember I remember when the Bloomberg machines first came out and rolled them out in the 80s and early 90s. We got them in Hong Kong, put them on all the trading desks and things. They were great. It's a very expensive service. Have you heard of YouTubers are losing Patreons? It would stand to reason. Where are your priorities going to be? When times are lush, you're feeling okay, you got a few extra dollars, you don't mind supporting the Patreons, but after the devastating blow to this nation, many people will examine their monthly commitments and choose to remove the Patreon. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Yeah, I don't think it's realistic for any YouTuber that whines about revenue or money and puts claims on people for money. To me, it's a person that's out of touch with reality. It's a self-centered individual, and it's an individual that should be marginalized, and history will, of course, push them aside. But that's it. You both okay as well? Yeah, we're pretty good, studio. We're pretty good. One advantage we have here is that Missy, Jen, and I have, we've always lived very simply here. We just eat to live. We don't live to eat. So we're good. Thank you for asking. I've had a lot of people offer to send us food and things. And please do not. Please keep it for yourselves. Okay, we are in good shape here. Good shape. Good shape. Pine cones. Misunderstood. I don't even want to imagine that picture, honey. How you doing, coronavirus? Welcome. Do you need a toilet? I got overstocked due to no trash. No, I'm good, Sean. We're okay. Thank you, coronavirus. I'm good. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Yeah, if you tweet it out, try to do these things on at least a daily. Yeah, RV nomads will be desperate. They will be nomadic no more, Cobra John. They will be forced to come in from the road unless they've provisioned for the retirement. Yeah, that's my mom and myself are. Good for you, Janice. Unless you've provisioned for your retirement. And I plan on being one of the few, if my health holds up, to be out on the road and telling the stories. It's going to be more interesting now than ever before to see what life is like in this country. And thank God I'll have the marginal ability to be able to do that. Not to have a big fancy Class B, not to have a Class A or a big ass travel trailer or fifth wheel, but to be able to have a modest van to go out and do what I love doing. If you don't get food, you might not need those 60 rolls, yeah. In another week, the shelves are going to be so loaded, they're going to have end caps at the grocery loaded with toilet paper for giveaway prices. All the snowbirds I know are back home. Good, Paul. I'm not going to interview the dying kitten biz, although that's something that you would probably do, but I can't do something like that. But you'll be home, and I'll be out on the road bringing content. That'll be good. So you can complain at that time about, like you always do, cornbread. There's lots of cornmeal at the store and buying plenty of cornmeal. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the big stores are ramping up deliveries. There'll be plenty of stuff, plenty of supplies. Unless we go on the national lockdown, in which case you want to secure your stuff now. We come to a place where we do not have food. Why in the world will we need so much toilet? Exactly. Kid that said he didn't care if what about the spring break kid? You see all the crafts that people make. Exactly, crafts, the ingenuity, people. Who was I talking to? Somebody was saying, "Oh, it's going to be terrible to to be home. And I said, teach yourself something. Go, I think it was my daughter. I said, teach yourself something. Learn something. Teach yourself a foreign language. Keep your mind occupied. Come out of this thing better than you came into it. Have another skill set when it's done. I think that's a really good thing to do. Really good thing to do. Don't worry about grocery supplies unless the truckers decide. Even if the truckers don't deliver, the president can compel, if that's your job function, to deliver, or the National Guard will be employed to do deliveries. Yeah, start playing your guitar again. Exactly. Do something nice. Do something positive. I'm going crazy. I'm going to have to issue state shelter. Yeah, they're going to do that. If you're in a part of the nation that hasn't got the shelter order, please consider stocking up now. Any of my friends on YouTube, I don't want to see you in that melees of that kind of crap. I'll tell you, PJ, Rosie 2020, I wouldn't be in politics if you paid me. All right? There's no magic bullet for this thing. No magic bullet. How do you tell people it's going to be a world of much, much less in the future? It's not a message that Americans want to hear. So tell me how to tailor that message over time. Yeah, put on a face mask and go to a bank. Hope you're feeling better, PJ, by the way, and recovered. So camps will be a reality. All of the, if I don't miss my guess, a lot of the national parks and state parks will be turned into very large camping areas and under governmental control. They had that in the 1930s with agricultural workers in California that followed the harvest. They had the agriculture department ran and administered camps. You can see them in the Grapes of Wrath, that movie. Love you with it. Never started on just a hobby. Good for you, Melina. You're wonderful, honey. It ain't no money in YouTube anymore, so yeah, it's kind of surreal, like the Twilight Zone. You're getting low on supplies. Yeah, it will, Vicky. A great video. Type in fighting over toilet. Thank you. I tuned to come on onward and upward. That's the way I feel. Turn the corner. What people are going to feel better about is when the financial markets stop crashing here. Okay, they're not used to such a compression of terrible news compressed into a period of weeks that's unrelenting in nature. It doesn't let up. But the good news is that does reach an end. That does stop. And arguably, we're getting closer to it. And when it's done, and we have the mother of all stock market bounces and rallies, it's going to be mind-blowing, the scale of the rally. Everybody's going to feel better for the balance of, until September, October, okay? Now, that's going to have people feeling good again. It's going to have confidence going back up. The reality underlying, though, the damage has been so severe that after that rally's run its course, we will be on a downward trajectory again, but we will not have the panics that we've had here. They will just be slow grinding declines that governmental bodies are able to deal with because they're not so compressed together. So, okay, make your own bread. Yeah, it'll be good. Free camping could come to an end. They don't, Bubba Bug, who will the nomads be? I mean, how many people are really going to have the wherewithal to travel? They'll be relatively rare. A lot of these Thousand Oaks, a lot of these places will close the majority of their sites, as will tremendous number of motels and hotels will be shuttered in the fanciest resorts, from Hawaii to Vegas to everywhere. Wipe out wealth and favor work. Thank you, Jeff. Let's get back to work. Jeff, get under that truck and do them brakes. Do I think Trump will go to war with Iran? No, I do not. No, I do not think he will. It can't benefit either nation right now to do that. You're going to put soldiers in the midst of, Coronaville. So, I'm prepping for the mother of all rallies, right, Jen?
Yeah.
I don't do many moves in my life, but when I do them, I do them. She's like, yeah.
Save your money.
Jen's like, yeah. Save your dough. Yeah. Let's see if the headline changed any. Yeah, 15% weekly drop this week. States tighten public limits. I don't know what that means. I guess that means more states are locked. Tens of thousands are getting pink slipped in the shale oil business. Sell everything strategies causing massive credit turmoil. Let's see, the Bloomberg opinion, the most realistic economic forecast is awful. Well, welcome to the club. Small businesses alone need $1 trillion. So that's why it's important you keep your morale up and keep yourself sane. Now Trump slams companies for using U.S. tax credits to buy back stocks. Well, it's a little late now, right? Right? About wipes before you. Don't flush wipes down the toilet, okay? They're clogging up the sewage plants. Crude oil down 21%, $19.84 a barrel today. See, the metals started perking up again. It's the weekend. It's time to chill out a little bit, right? Never thought I'd be more excited about wipes than car parts. There you go, Sean. Yeah. I wouldn't put any wipes down Diageo. They're all kind of floating. Gold is at spot gold right now is just under $1,500, so I don't expect much more of a downside in gold. You never know, though. I mean, people are liquidating everything they can get their hands on, but it'll be back up again, I think. Right now, everybody needs to liquidate crap, so whatever they can liquidate, they're doing. But there could be another down leg there, so, but. Testing one is okay, well, that's good. He's got to red toilet paper. He's got to clean with my plumber said he won't allow them in his home. That's good. Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, Dan is like, I never thought I'd get excited about finding toilet paper. In another couple days, you're going to have, the mills are cranking out so much paper right now that you're going to be flooded with it. Hi, Yasmin. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Let's put it all together. And tell your friends if you think that they could benefit from some of the content and a nice level-headed discussions here. Welcome on board. Yeah, silver is an industrial metal, we haven't reached the point where it's a grab for a monetary future. Some wipes for no paper towel. My girl makes me clean my bum with baby wipes. There you go. Yeah. No reason, shit ain't gonna hit that. What is that? It had years. I'm not sure. There's no reason for not, but no reason for not to panic in general. Shit ain't gonna hit the fan. It had years ago. Well, we'll respectfully disagree on that, Opiami. There's going to be tremendous social dislocations coming up. Everybody got a shovel to dig a hole. There you go. I'm on it. Dig a hole. It's summer's coming. The heat, the humidity, all that is going to be. It's going to be a cauldron for. Hate. They're going to be giving speeches about the senators that sold their stock, the rich fat cats on Wall Street, that corporate buybacks of stock. And I can write the scripts right now and tell you exactly what you're going to hear. And starting in Berkeley, and protest marches and demands for a new world order. Blessed from family and friends. Yeah, there you go. That's it, Parker Lane. That's the way we should all feel. We should feel grateful. Money can be replaced, but we can't replace our health. Okay. See what else. I got so doggone many messages here. Reddit. What has the pandemic ruined for you? Are you serious? Jeez. Stupid. Let me see what's on Fox's site. See what kind of fear mongering they're doing over there today. Trump battles with press. Britain asking 65,000 retired nurses and doctors to come back to work. California wakes up to strictest coronavirus measures. NBC employee dies after testing positive. Interpol arrests 121 criminals in 90 countries cashing in on the coronavirus. There's a border war. U.S. border is closing. Tax day is July 15th. Yay! Dow plunges more than 900 points. We will see the lowest gas prices in history. Let's see what CNN has. Let's see what kind of hate thing they got about Trump on there. Governors in Illinois are telling people in Connecticut to stay home. Italy, 627 dead in 24 hours. Trump contradicts expert on coronavirus testing. Reporter, what do you say to scared Americans? Trump, you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Damn. I wish he would have gone out there and slapped the guy. I guess, are they off the beaches now in Florida? Does anybody know if they've cleared the beaches down there? Yeah, kudos to eBay, right? Anybody know if they've, Miami? Let's see, I'm just typing in Miami Beach closed. Let's see what comes up. One hour ago, LA Times, spring break is over. Miami Beach almost unrecognizable as the party comes to an end. Good. Put people before profits. Thank you. Governor DeSantis to spring breakers. The party is over. Good. I hope they don't carry a lot of corona back to them. The horrible grocery store and everything. The theme parks in Florida. The theme today is by the electric light. Don't bring me down. That's it, Ronnie. Don't bring me down. Do, 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 do. Jeff T. Rowe is a survivor. He'll be through it. I'm gonna make the next. Yeah, they'll come back to infect their families, unfortunately. Yeah, there was, I guess events just, I guess they looked forward to that so much, Kathleen, that they didn't want to give up that experience. In a way, I can kind of understand, but they think that they're going to live forever, so it's not, you know, they're too young and dumb to realize the extent of drive-through. Yeah, I did a video on my morning chooch of the strip show of 10 minutes for $100. I did that for my morning chooch. Tea and Scone Cafe has been closed in the UK. I'm sorry, studio, but you know what? I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I want you to go ahead and I want you to become an expert at making your own scones. Okay? That's the whole, that's my homework assignment for you. Yeah, young, dumb, and full of... Yeah, for $100 it should include that. Should get some reach around. Yeah, check it out. I did it this morning. I got the link. Didn't hit it all age. In China, didn't it hit all age? It did. I would keep an eye on China. They're getting a little fast and loose in China right now, and this typically precedes reemergence of a mutated virus, and they've already laid the groundwork for people returning and foreigners coming into the nation have brought coronavirus in. So they've, you know, they're a little too proud right now over there, and they're going to get their comeuppance really fast. Balkans, Mongolia, Luxembourg, untouched. Give it time, Opiami. It takes time. We're still early on with the spread here. We're not going to hit peak if we don't flatten the curve. It'll be late April till we see the peak of death and infection here. So you got to think in terms of the next 6 weeks or so. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't do conspiracy theories. I point at facts. I point at traitors and professors and People's Liberation Army spies and other things. So, yeah, Mongolia is out on the plains too, and they don't have much. They'll get it. They'll get it. Mongolia announces three new coronavirus cases, totaling 4. So it's already there. 3 new cases 4 days ago. Mongolia confirms its first coronavirus cases. So it's there. It's there. So All right, guys. Well, I think it's been about 2 hours. I'll see you guys tonight on the Rosie McNamara channel. We'll have a little fun, bake something good to eat, get our spirits up. And good, Diagi have that phone consultation. Red Pill's like, no. I got to do a little cleaning around here today. So thank you, everybody. Stay safe. You can't leave, Trump said. So I'll see you guys tonight. We'll have a little bit of fun, a few laughs. We'll get through this. Like I said, the next week or so should end the financial part of the drop, which is arguably the scariest in a lot of ways because of the speed. But this too shall pass. See you on the Bikini Bacon and Beverage. There we go. Y'all have a good one. Okay. Stay safe. Steam your mail when it comes in. Sanitize your hands. Get a kettle of water and steam it. And just kill that virus. Okay. All right. See y'all later. Woo.